boys in blue are back.
Back! We're back, baby!
He finishes that shot! And another save! Matt Freed!
Welcome to another episode of the City Boys.
Welcome to another episode of the City Boys Show. I'm Javier. This is Danny.
What is up?
Yo, what a match. What a terrible match. But then it came out to a result.
Bro, I was ready to talk trash. I was ready to be like, what's going on? And they let Burke Risa go. And we had to see what's his face play. And I was gonna go ham. And the last 5 minutes, what a turnaround. What a turnaround.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, it was honestly one of the worst games we've had all season for 85 minutes of that game. You know what's crazy is we're always on the other side of things not happening, things not working out, and us failing completely at the end of the game. And it's nice to be on the other side of this for once.
It is nice. Do you know the last time we won in Orlando was in 2019?
2018.
2018? Maxi was 12 years old at the time. And now he's 47. It's crazy. Oh, look at that. Time for CBTV?
Yo,
we need to steal that.
That's a great name for us.
That is.
CBTV. I'm down with that. Let's make that happen. Johan says, let's fucking go.
Hey, bro, let's go. But the thing is, I think if we can ask this, we're going to cut to the press conference soon. The question is, like, what do you take away from this? Because the team was absolute garbage for 88 minutes, homie. And so, like, do you go? You don't want to replicate this, but a win's a win. I don't know if we've won away this season.
No, we have one away. We have 7 points total, which puts us the bottom 4 teams on the East on the road. So it's a really bad away record. We know there's always been this huge disparity between home and away for us as a team. But you would think with Pascal Janssen that was going to change a little. It's still the same problem. It feels like the same problem, new coach every year.
Do you know what I thought was interesting? And I heard prior to the, I don't know if it was prior to the game or during the game, was that we've been so consistently inconsistent.
That's your favorite line, bro.
It is my favorite line. But, bro, they've never had more than 2 wins back-to-back, more than 2 wins back-to-back, more than 2 losses back-to-back, or more than 2 draws back-to-back.
Yeah, that's the epitome of inconsistency right there.
More than 2. Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah, so we have actually been consistently inconsistent. And Brandon actually was 12 years old at the time. Yo, seriously, it was crazy.
Yo, for the Instagram folks, join on YouTube because we could see your comments there.
And it shows up. And then everyone's like, oh, man, Brendan's so funny. He knew what he posted on YouTube. So, like, if you can, join YouTube.
Wild Boy says that was FUT champs match. FIFA Ultimate Teams. There we go.
Bro,
I can't get into
FIFA Ultimate Team. Everyone's got the same team. And you're spending real money. No, I can't do it. I still play old school seasons.
Not all these games are pay for play now. It's just like real MLS soccer right now. You got to pay to play. Only these rich kids can play soccer here in the States. Let's talk about. I mean, we're going to talk about this game. We're going to hear Janssen in a few minutes. And
Oliver Strand's photo came up at the Zoom meeting, and it was a puppet. I don't know if it's still there, but I think he left the chat. Okay,
we got the coach. Give us a sec. We're going to add him in.
Conference after a game against Orlando City. We have midfielder Andres Perea. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. We'll get started with Michael.
Andres saw before the game started, embrace with Oscar Perea. Talk about the emotions coming into Orlando and how that helped you motivate you during the game.
Con el profe Oscar tengo una relación especial. Llegué muy joven a esta liga, él me abrió las puertas de esta ciudad, de su equipo, y me ayudó a ser el jugador que soy hoy. Así que tengo una gratitud especial por el profe. Lo quiero mucho porque realmente se puede decir que fue un papá para mí en Orlando en el tiempo que estuve. Entonces, por eso ese abrazo con él y con algunos de mis compañeros que recuerdo con mucho cariño.
Yeah, I've had very fond memories with the head coach. I consider him a father in this industry. He's the one that gave me the opportunity to come here when I was very young in my career, and he kind of nurtured me and helped me throughout. So that embrace that I had with him and my other team members, I have very fond memories with them.
Andrés, para Costa Rica, herrera.com.
Andrés, ¿cómo ha sido esa relación con Alonso Martínez? ¿Cómo ha sido el acoplamiento entre el grupo a nivel de todo el equipo, ¿verdad? ¿Cómo ha sido ustedes y especialmente cómo te sientes ser en esa parte también de ataque junto con Alonso?
Bueno, yo creo que Alonso es una pieza importante de nuestro equipo. Para nadie es un secreto que es una pieza fundamental, es el goleador del equipo. Eh, Aloncito y yo tenemos una relación muy especial. Entonces, para mí es especial también jugar con él en la cancha porque nos entendemos muy bien. Y me alegra mucho su presente en la selección, en el equipo, está dando todo. Y nada que decir, es un profesional, es un jugador impecable, se trabaja bien todos los días, viene incluso a hacer una Copa de Oro con muchos partidos y llega aquí a jugar y a entrenar como si nada. Entonces creo que recalcar el trabajo que ha hecho, porque es una pieza fundamental de nosotros y muy contento de tenerlo con nosotros. Esperemos que dure mucho tiempo acá.
We're going to go on to the Zoom with Scott.
Hey, how are you? It's Scott Churchson from Streampod Soccer. Talk obviously about the win right now. You guys were minutes away from getting shut out for now the seventh time in a road match this season. Come away with a 2-1 win. Talk a little bit about the last few minutes. Thanks.
Bueno, creo que fue importante los últimos minutos. Sabíamos que al haber una temperatura tan alta se iban a abrir muchos espacios, así que fuimos prudentes. Tratamos de mantener el resultado cerca y en el momento que tuvimos la oportunidad, ir con lo último que teníamos a buscar el resultado. Gracias a Dios pudimos sacar la victoria y nos vamos contentos con 3 puntos que eran importantes para seguir subiendo en la tabla.
We knew that it was going to be difficult at the end of the match with the heat. We knew spaces were going to open up, and we were just keeping the game close to take advantage of opportunities that were given to us, and that's exactly what happened at the end of the game. We were able to take advantage. Everybody played well, and we were able to get the result this evening. We'll go with Andrew.
Hi, it's Andrew Lee with Hudson River Blue. This seemed like a very different game from the first half to the second half, where first half Orlando seemed to be kind of putting a lot of pressure on you guys and had a lot of chances to score, got the one goal. Were there specific adjustments that you made going into the second half as a team to turn things around? And how did you guys kind of keep the confidence that you'd be able to find that kind of late equalizer and winner while facing a lot of pressure early in the game?
Bueno, creo que Pascal fue fundamental, fue muy claro y un poco duro con nosotros para hacernos entender de que estábamos jugando un partido que era muy importante para nosotros para subir en la tabla. Entonces ajustamos un poco, más que cambiar nuestra táctica, fue estar más presentes, hacer una presión un poco más alta y aprovechar las transiciones. Eso fue todo.
A lot of credit to Pascal. His decisions and his tactics were very important to get this victory. He was tough on us and let us know that this was a crucial game to win if we wanted to keep climbing the standings. So we just bunkered down and took advantage of our opportunities at the end. Michael?
You and Aiden O'Neill, for some of the game, were playing both very deep and side by side, leaving the midfield open for Atuesta. Was that part of the decision? Was that something that you had to tweak in the middle of the game?
A medida que va pasando el partido, toca ajustar un poco. Ellos juegan con un jugador que se mete en el bolsillo, así que hacen una superioridad numérica en la parte de de la espalda de nosotros. Entonces, creo que a medida que va pasando el partido, se van solucionando los problemas que hay en el mediocampo. Sabíamos que si nos hacíamos fuerte en la mitad y tratábamos de dejar ese espacio con los centrales presionando un poco desde atrás, íbamos de pronto a coger las transiciones y eso fue lo que se hizo. Salió, se sacaron los 3 puntos y nos llevamos eso.
It's a game of transition, so we knew that they have a midfielder that likes to play in the pocket and also make runs in but from behind. So we just had to play a little bit deeper and just control the midfield. And it just came down to the ultimate minutes of the game where decisions were made and we took advantage of our opportunities. Christian?
Hi, Andres. In the 86th minute, you're 1-0 down. In the 92nd minute, you're 2-1 up. What does that say about the character of this group?
Bueno, creo que es importante resaltar eso. Nos ha costado un poco de visita y creo que el envío anímico que tenemos el día de hoy es importante. Esto le da mucha confianza al grupo para seguir sumando por fuera, hacernos más fuertes. Y creo que las transiciones, al haber tanto calor, al ser una temperatura tan difícil, inevitablemente se abren los espacios para ambos equipos. Entonces eran ellos o nosotros y hoy nosotros hicimos todo para sacar el resultado y nos vamos con los 3 puntos.
Yeah, it was a game of transitions. Obviously, with the temperature and the heat, we knew that spaces were going to open up, and we just took advantage of those opportunities, and we were able to capitalize on them. Great. Thank you, everybody.
The recording has stopped.
All right, we're back, guys. So, biggest takeaway from that?
I thought what was interesting was Pereira saying, the question was, what changed between the first half and the second half? And Pereira said, that Pascal was foundational to that, and he pushed us pretty hard. And the way I read that or interpret that is they looked slow and they looked tired and they looked like out of it that first half. It just seemed like one team was completely rested and the other team wasn't. Ojeda was much slower than Ojeda typically is. And I think Pascal said, we got to push through this. You know what I mean? We got to turn this around. We need to see energy from this team, because you saw zero energy, kind of almost, it felt sometimes like zero effort from that team. And so I thought, I think what I got from there is Pascal was like, this isn't good enough. You need to be better. And I think the first 15 minutes of the second half, they weren't better, but they did turn it around, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's more of like, oh, we played really that much better. I think it's more that Orlando got very defensive and we were able to take advantage of that towards the end of the game. Granted, I also want to give a little bit of blame to Pascal Janssen. There was only one different change in this lineup than last week's. And for a team we need to have subs out. It's a short week. We have another game on Saturday. So now you have basically the same team out this game that you did last game. Of course they're not going to be tired. Of course they're going to be tired. Of course they're not going to have fresh legs. You got to have subs out there. And I get it. We don't have depth at all.
Who are you putting in?
You got to start Munsev. I know I'm going to get destroyed for that. Maybe don't start Munsev. But you got to have some type of depth to get these guys some rest in between games. And Maxi can't be out there for that long. You know what I mean?
I mean, he did get subbed out for Munzev. But I would say, I disagree with you only because he tried. He benched Gray. He said, I got another back. I'll put him in there. And that was not a good move. I thought Tanza was pretty terrible.
It was crazy to see Tanza out there on the wings. He looked a little lost out there.
He looked so. I mean, think about it. He doesn't get a lot of play in general. It's not his position. And I mean, I love that he still got his yellow card though. I was like, your boy cannot leave a game without a yellow card.
C Delgado from Instagram says, at first I thought Martinez could have passed it to Reed, but the replay showed it would have been offsides. Yeah, I think that would have been offsides.
Yeah, I agree.
But let's talk about the first goal to get us back into the game. We're gonna have Pascal Janssen shortly, but we'll talk about that soon. So we come back 80. What time was that goal?
86 minutes.
Perea had a good game. Perea was maybe one of our better players this game. No, I think Perea, and I'm not just saying because he contributed to that goal. I thought he was one of the better players this game, and his FOTMAL stats show it too. He had a 7.3 versus everybody else who was in the low sixes.
Yeah.
So I thought Perea had a decent game this game.
This meeting is being recorded.
Hold on, we're about to get Pascal Janssen in.
Coach Pascal Janssen. Your hand. We'll get started with Michael in the room.
Pascal, Mike Ander from Blue City Radio. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It might seem irrelevant, but around the 65th minute, you had Johnny Shore ready to come in. For some reason, you changed and switched to Munsev. Talk about that change.
That specific moment was because Thiago had just played a pass through the middle and felt something in his hamstring. So we were about to bring Aiden back in the back four and bring Johnny instead of Thiago. But when we had a double check, Thiago said he was okay. So we delayed that sub.
¿Qué tal, profesor? Marco Quesada, de Costa Rica. Quisiera comentar sobre Alonso Martínez después de la Copa Oro, cómo ha sido su regreso, jugó muchos partidos en Copa Oro, tuvo una buena presentación con la selección de Costa Rica. Su opinión después de que llegó de Copa Oro sobre Alonso Martínez.
On your opinion and thoughts on Alonso Martinez and his performance at the Gold Cup and how he came back and how he has assimilated back to the group.
Well, getting back into the group is no problem for Alonso because he's been with us for quite some time now. We are all very proud of what he achieved during the Gold Cup. Unfortunately, they had the loss against the US team, but that made us happy as well because we have the goalkeeper Matt Fries at the other side. And taking in account for Alonso in general, I love working with him. He's a great team player, a very happy spirit in the dressing room as well. He's going through a tough time at the moment. Sometimes he looks a little tired from all the games he's playing. He's a number 9. He lives off his goals. And like you saw today, he missed a huge opportunity. But we kept him in the game. And I told the guys in the dressing room just now as well, as long as we have his back, he'll be okay and get back to his normal level. And today he got that goal, which gave us the win in the end.
Lo traduzco.
Por favor.
Sí, estamos muy orgullosos de Alonso Martínez, tuvo una muy buena Copa Oro, obviamente tuvo ese partido difícil contra los Estados Unidos, pero también a la misma vez estamos felices porque tenemos el arquero Matt Freeze al otro lado, pero Alonso es un profesional, futbolísticamente, siempre tiene buen ánimo, está feliz y estamos muy orgullosos de él. Es un placer trabajar con él y a veces está pasando un poco de mala racha al momento, no está metiendo goles, pero como le dije a los jugadores en el camino después del partido, nosotros estamos aquí para respaldarle y apoyarle y cuando hacemos eso, vemos el resultado que metió el gol para darnos la victoria después del partido. On to the Zoom, we'll go with Scott.
Hey, Coach, how are you? Scott Church and Stream Punk Soccer.
Hi, Scott. How are you?
Hey, congrats obviously on the win in this case here and pulling it out. Talk a little bit. What did you say in the locker room after a win like this? Thanks, man.
Oh, after a win, I thought you were going to ask what I said in the halftime. But after the game, I said, this is how you pick a proper fight, because the first half we were struggling, hanging in there. We were very lucky to keep it at 1-0. And I told the guys after the game, this is how you pick a proper fight, because this was needed in order to get back into this game. Obviously, Orlando kept us alive, but also on our side, it was very important how Matt Freeze played today, kept us alive, and eventually you go away with the win, and that's what counts.
Michael Allen.
Hi, Coach. Michael Allen, Pro Soccer and Blue City Radio.
Hi, Michael.
Congratulations on the win today. I just want to talk to you about the substitutions you made in the 85th minute. You take off two of the arguably one of the most experienced players you have in Hannes Wolf and Aiden O'Neill, and you bring on 2 teenagers there, and then you come on and get this result with the win. How did they change the result? Can you talk a little bit about their play and how important was it for them as development as the players to be on the field when this comeback win happened?
Well, I see the kids every day, and the minutes they got today is something again in the whole process, and they earned it. So for us as a coaching staff, it's quite easy. If the game needs some other profile or a different kind of energy than we have on pitch, these guys are also available. And today it worked out because you could see the kids brought the energy of what the team needed, and eventually you get the win. A bit lucky overall, in if you take the whole game in consideration. But like I said at the beginning, I have no doubt in my mind when I have to pick players to come on the pitch or start even the game. If it's a teenager, I know why they're with the first team, and that's only because they deserve to be with us.
Oliver.
Hi, thank you. This is Oliver Strand with Hudson River Blue.
Hi, Oliver.
Hi. Congratulations on the win. I have a question about the weather and the conditions. So this is your first summer in MLS and you're experiencing what it's like to play in a place like Florida. And I want to get your impression about that. And also to ask you, it looked like you were wearing long sleeves and long pants, that you were in your full track outfit in spite of the weather. So
yeah,
it's about that.
Yeah, well, it's just because I like the tracksuit, and enough said about that. So yeah, about the heat and the summer in the US and especially in Florida, yeah, that's something different. I was prepared for everything, but this feels different. And in our game strategy, we also spoke about this also in preparation going into this game, obviously. Orlando is a team who has experienced this type of weather more than us, and they're more accustomed to it. So for us, coming from New York, it's way different. So that makes this win even more special. But overall, it's something that we have to deal with in this league, and that's an aspect of this league that makes it very fascinating.
Final one, Michael.
If I could actually throw two, Mitja Lenic traveled, but didn't dress, wasn't on the injury report, and then the celebration after the final whistle, it seemed like there was a huge weight off the shoulders. The team really enjoyed this victory.
Yeah, of course, because it was a very, very hard game to get through. And when you go 1-0 down the way we did, the specific moment is a set piece where we have clear principles, and one principle was off, and that gave them the goal. So that's very hard in an away game, playing against a tough team like Orlando. So when the final whistle was there, getting back in the game like we did, yeah, that's a huge accomplishment, of course. So, and your second question was?
About Mitja, just
Yeah, and Mitja. Yeah. So we brought some extra guys on the roster because we're going to travel tomorrow. We traveled to Kansas already in order to prepare for that game on Saturday. So we're not having guys flying in to join the team extra. And Mitja is a guy who has some things on his mind at the moment which keep him quite occupied. And I just want to have guys on the roster that are fully committed to what we are trying to achieve at the moment. So that's why he wasn't part of the roster today.
Great. Thank you, everybody.
All right, we're back. So interesting end to that press conference.
Sounds like Mitja was partied at Disney.
No, you're good. You're good.
We should leave the press conference.
Yeah. So what's going on with Mitja?
I'm in Orlando, Disney World. My man was out there partying. Maybe he got in trouble last night.
Bro can't go on a couple rides, enjoy himself. You see, it's the sweatsuit, bro. This guy doesn't know how to have fun. Pascal Janssen, let my guy live.
You know what though? I feel like this happened with Ojeda earlier in the season. I think he has a certain commitment that he expects from the guys, and when they don't have that type of commitment, he is quick to bench. Which I think,
Well, could we be missing something? Could we be missing? He said he's got like something on the mind. Could it be like something serious, like family wise or something like that?
No, I think he would have said that. He said we are only dressing players who are completely committed to what this team is doing. Not your dog died and you had to travel. That's the most cryptic way of saying, or passive way of saying Mitja fucked up.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
This has to be a question to Mitja now. I think next time we see Mitja, why'd you want to go ride a roller coaster in Disney World, bro? Another solid point by Herman, even though I know it's her minute. Transfer wise, maybe this has to do something with transfers. Nah, I don't think. The only reason I say no is because I feel like he would have been he wouldn't have said the whole thing about his mind.
Yeah,
I think
agree.
Janssen, unlike Cushing, is very upfront. So he would have either tried to like move along the question if it had something to do with transfer versus make up a lie.
Yeah. Agreed. Pascal's like former New York Giants coach Tom Coughlin. He demands his plan. I really think he does. I think that's his way of playing. It's sad though. I think it kind of. I mean we won the game, so it doesn't matter at the end of it. But man, having Mitja out there would have been really helpful for that first half.
Yeah, for sure. And you could tell we didn't have an offensive presence on that right-hand side because we had Tana out there.
We
had
Tana out there.
But why didn't Tavon start?
Tavon played on Saturday, and he's gonna have to play again this Saturday. It's a long stretch, bro. You're doing a lot of traveling.
I really want to know what happened with Mitja now. But one thing that I don't want to stay on the Mitja thing, but I think it is very interesting. One thing I do want to talk about, though, is Alonso Martinez. Yes, he had that finish at the end of the game, which won us the game. But he has been struggling as of late. Like, I think there was a stat that they put on the broadcast. It was like the first 8 games, he has like 5 or 6 goals. And then the last 8 games, he had 2 goals. Now he has 3 with 9 games. But why is he struggling so much with NYCFC? Because we saw him go to Gold Cup and we saw him play lights out. And honestly, we haven't had to talk about Alonso Martinez's struggle because Hannes Wolf has bailed him out these last couple games.
Agreed.
He had like 2 braces in a row. Like, he was dominating. So we didn't have to worry about getting goals. But Alonso Martinez went on that really, really hot streak, and now he's really starting to simmer down. Are you at all concerned about that?
I don't think I'm concerned. I think, strikers go through cold streaks, and I think the problem is that it almost feeds itself, right? You keep missing goals, and then it's all in your mind. and then it just kind of becomes you missing more goals, and it just happens. They mentioned it on the on air that his expected goals is 13.33.
So he should have 13 goals.
Exactly,
13 or
at
14
least 13 goals, and I think he was at 8. So it just shows, like he's finding the opportunities, he's given the opportunities, and he just hasn't converted the past few weeks. But Pascal Janssen also mentioned it. He's tired. Like that shot that he missed today, where it hit the goalpost, that looked like a tired Alonso Martinez.
Yeah, because he didn't even really strike the ball there.
Exactly.
It kind of just hit his legs, and he wasn't ready to kick it. Basically.
He looked like me, a striker.
Bro.
It just hits my foot, and I just.
By the way, guys, we started a Sunday league. Danny is the one who started the league.
I started the team. We're in a New York City footy league.
There you go.
And we started a team.
So if you want to see us, no, we're not even going to give you the location, but we won our first game, and it had nothing to do with me or Danny because we were hot trash.
Hot trash, bro.
Other media members saved us, though. We had Halen. Oh, look, Halen's right there. There we go. And we had J.R. DeBart from Blue City Radio. Those guys saved us.
They know soccer more, and they play soccer a lot better, too.
Yeah, so if you want to listen to... people only listen to us by default. There's nobody else on air right now. By the way, if you want to call, I don't care where you're at, 718-540-718-811.
Please, I don't want to hear you repeat this number 10,000 times.
Herman, call. Let's talk about it. So, let's talk about Burke Risa.
Oh, Burke Risa. Yes, I have thoughts on Burke Risa.
Let me hear your thoughts here.
Well, first, just in general, sad Burke Risa is leaving the team.
Yes, I will say Burke Risa was a class act. Like he became a captain, like not a captain with the armband, but I always felt like he was a leader the moment he stepped into this club. And we could talk about maybe that why, because I already know you're feeling a little iffy.
I didn't ever felt that way once about Burke Risa.
Did you never see those after the movie shows or whatever they call it for NYCFC, where they posted after the game, after match or whatever? And he was always vocal in those huddles. I thought he talked about it, and the way he carried himself after the game. I thought he had a good presence. He always, whenever it was time to be held accountable, he held himself accountable. So I thought he was a pretty good leader.
I guess I just never really considered that. So it's just, but I'll take your word for it. I do think that, I don't know if Thiago, I think there was a set of games under Cushing where you saw Thiago Martins and Burke Risa playing well together. But I never thought it got to a level of like Chanot and Callens. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I always thought there was a bit of miscommunication. I thought what made Burke Risa really good was his ability to have that long ball and, get the balls out to the wingers, get the balls out to the strikers. And I thought that was really great. But he had a few injuries. There was sometimes miscommunication between the two center backs. So, like, I am sad Risa's gone because I do think he was pretty solid, especially compared to the other center backs we've had on this team the past few years. But I think Justin Hack took the job this year, and it's nice. I'm proud of Hack of what he's done. I'm sad Risa is gone because we didn't sign someone to replace Risa, and we don't have the depth in that position. But yeah. But
yes.
One more thing.
Okay.
The thing that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it, but there is a signing that might be coming very soon. Not Nicolas Fernandez. We already know about that.
Yes.
Raul Gustavo, who could be taking Burke Risa's spot at that center back. He's a Brazilian center back. I think he actually used to play for Pascal Janssen, one of Pascal Janssen's teams before. So that might be one of the interests there. And the reason Risa left, or the reason they're saying Risa left, is he wanted to move back with his family. I think his family was already ready to go home. I know he has a kid, wife, so I think they were ready to go back. But that's not the first time we've heard people want to go back to their home country. And I think this leads to what you're talking about with Chanot.
Yes, because I was telling Javi this when we first heard the news that Burke Risa's gone after a pretty short stint with the team. But Burke Risa's coming and Burke Risa's starting is what had Chanot leave the team because he wanted to be back in France, although he's in LA. And so it's one of those things where I think if we would have gotten Burke Risa and we needed a center back and we signed Burke Risa and then he had the stint that he had and then he left, it'd be fine. But it just annoys me again. Puts another stab at Nick Cushing, because although people say it wasn't Nick Cushing's fault, I 100% think it was Nick Cushing's the reason Chanot left this team. And we lost Chanot for a player who's not going to be with this team long term. And so I just another fuck Nick Cushing that I just want to throw in there a little bit, just a little bit more.
Because it's a Wednesday. Why are you thinking about Nick Cushing right now in the middle of the season?
Nick Cushing, bro. I miss Chanot. I miss Chanot.
Well, I think regardless, Chanot was getting there in age. I think they were gonna be looking for a new center back anyways. Yes, there was friction between him and Nick Cushing, and yes, I think maybe Chanot overstepped his bounds in what Nick Cushing felt comfortable or the front office felt comfortable with. Was it Reese's fault at all? I don't. I mean, he does play a role, because once you have that replacement, then it's easy to say, all right, we're gonna let you go.
Yeah.
So, yes. But I still think Burke Risa, for what he did for us, was nice.
Solid. Got no complaints. I got more complaints about Nick Cushing, even though he's gone, because his decisions are still having repercussions for this team today. But Pascal's trying to fix them. Talk about that. Izzy says Nick Cushing, he's going to coach the National Women's Soccer Club in Denver in 2026. I'm betting against Denver in 2026.
You're a hater, bro.
Under 500. Put that money on it now.
Herman said Munsif might be out as well.
Bro. Oh, yeah, on that.
Oh, yes. I actually heard rumors about the Munsif thing happening.
Yes, I have heard that too. I didn't know. I thought it was going to happen at the same time the Risa happened, but Risa didn't travel. Munsif traveled, and I said that's still being negotiated. But I would say that. Where was I going with this? Please, just take him, bro. Take him. I'm done with the.
I mean, we
Munsif
had
experiment.
no other striker.
We got Reed. Reed almost just scored. Almost.
No, that was Pereira who almost scored.
No, that was Reed at the end against the goalkeeper.
Well, that was Alonso. No. Okay, whatever.
Okay,
it doesn't matter.
The one that didn't go in.
Halen says it was 100% Nick's fault. Honestly, I think Chanot didn't think Nick was up to the job.
Chanot knew it before all of us.
I wonder if after the fact, Chanot gave him a call like, "I told you, bitch."
I don't know if he called him, but he definitely sent a text.
But Chanot looks happy in LA, so he's chilling.
Yeah.
New signing.
Yes.
Well, wait. First, let's talk about
Are
Matt
we done
Freese.
with this game? Or are we gonna come back to this game later?
When Mike calls, Mike might be calling in from Blue City Radio. We'll talk about the game. We'll get his thoughts. I want to talk about the other stuff. We won 2-1, magical, but the game was shit 85% of that game.
This is true.
Matt Freese comes back to the team. Well, he was already back last week, but they finally got to talk to him after this game. And I thought he had an interesting thing to say in the press conference. He said that his goal was to be ready for Gold Cup, even though there was no expectation for him to start. And then they asked him, everybody kept telling me, I deserved it. And he's like, nobody deserves this goalkeeping position for the U.S. men's national team. It's earned. And I feel like he just showed his growth, and, that growth is really cool to see. And the fact that he, even to this day, doesn't feel like he deserves it. It's more I just got to keep earning this position every time, over and over again. Just shows his growth, and I can't be more happy for him.
First of all, I know we haven't had a podcast in 10 years. When last time when Maxi was 18 years old was the last time we had the podcast. But the way that Gold Cup ended between Costa Rica and then U.S. was just perfect, because Freese looked like a gangster. You know what's funny? How I feel like Freese would never get the All-Star call-ups for MLS. Freese, as long as he stays in MLS, which is probably not that much longer, that man's gonna get called up every single time because now he's a name that gets recognized, and that's just a big part of making, I think, the MLS team. And the reason I think that is because a lot of NYCFC players don't make it. And we're just unfortunately, not one of the bigger clubs. Herman said, thought y'all retired.
I thought we were retiring too.
But I wanted to say something too about that. I mean, what I thought was really interesting is I feel like in this game in particular, you saw Matt Freese's growth from the Gold Cup. Something that we've seen Matt Freese before the Gold Cup, and one of the like very few criticisms you have is that he never like stepped out of the line, right? He was always
Stepped out of the box.
stepped out of the box. Which technically in this game he didn't really have to step out of the box, but like he would stay as close to his goal as possible, right? And now there was that time that Thiago Martins and Matt Freese had that situation, and we blamed it on Martins because we like Matt Freese more, but that had a implication also for Matt Freese, right? And I think I saw a Matt Freese today who saved our ass, by the way, this game again. And on top of that, you saw that he was lighter on his toes. He was willing to take a little bit more risk. And that helped save some of the goals this game. So I thought, wow, you just see the growth of Matt Freese game after game. And I just thought it was really visible in this game. Yeah, and Herman says, yeah, he looked much more aggressive coming out to get the ball. And that's exactly what I was saying. And I saw it and I said, wow, you can see how he got that feedback during the Gold Cup and how he's changed his mentality of how he plays goal off the ball. And I thought that was really great.
Yeah, one thing I'm like, one question I want to ask is like, how much is his phone blowing up right now? Like, I just feel like you went from basically no one talking about you, me, and the rest of the media guys, and the 5 people who follow this team, and now the whole country is following this guy. And I feel like there's been criticism. He had that mistake against, I think it was Jamaica. So he had the criticism. Then he got the super amount of love for what he did in the penalty kick. So it's like his life is just changing right in front of us, which is really cool to see. By the way, we have a special guest, and we don't even have a special guest. We forget Mike lives in Florida. He literally was at the game.
He was
Let's
there.
add Mike to this. Mike, what is going on?
What is going on, guys?
Wait,
Thanks
we don't
for,
hear you,
for
Mike.
doing this. You can't
Is your audio on?
You can't hear me?
What do we do here?
I think this is Mike. I think Mike, you gotta.
I got a what?
Mike, do you hear us? We can hear him. Oh, you can hear him. Hold on.
Uh-oh, what did we do? Oh, I hear you now. We hear you now.
What's going on, Mike?
I definitely hear an echo.
Hold on. We're gonna try to fix this, Mike.
Wait, take it off the speaker. You know how you just did speaker? Change it back to whatever the setting was.
Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. We are gonna get Mike in.
The co-host is also the producer, which is not ever a great idea,
Mike,
but we can afford
Mike,
one.
do you still hear an echo?
No, I think we're good.
Now that we switched it, we don't hear him anymore.
That's right.
Great job, guys.
And tell everyone what I.
Okay, hold on, Mike. We're gonna fix this. Hold on.
Oh man, you know what's the worst part about this? We're gonna have to edit it afterwards.
Mike, you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
All right.
Nice.
Do you still hear your echo?
No, we're good.
All right. So, Mike, how was it at the game?
Hot and humid. It's summer.
Did Pascal Janssen sweat like a pool of water? Why is this guy wearing a sweatsuit? This is crazy.
So he actually walked into the press conference room, and Andres Perea had obviously done the press conference before him, and he asked for a dry sheet.
He asked for. That's hilarious. Mike, how was the turnout for the away section?
Very thin. It's a Wednesday night game. You know, I'm going to guess there was less. Well, it's definitely less than 100 people.
I mean, that's probably more than when Orlando shows up to New York. So we will take it.
Yeah, but those people that were here were diehards.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, I guess what I wanted, 2 questions. One, from your opinion, because you're much smarter than us, I saw your tweet where you were saying Pereira and O'Neal were playing really up front, and I noticed it, and I was like, yeah, I don't get why they're moving so far up. And I know you kind of asked that question, or someone asked that question in the press conference. Do you feel like they actually adjusted in that second half, or do you think just Orlando let it slide a little bit more? What were your thoughts on that?
Well, look, I mean, our goals didn't come off any of that play, so maybe the approach for Pereira and O'Neal was defense first. You know that Orlando is going to score goals, so you got to defend them. But you also know that Orlando is a poor defensive team, and that's what NYCFC was able to do: take advantage of their poor defense and get 2 goals on the counterattack.
Yeah, no, agreed. Me and Javier were talking right during this. He said he thought Pereira had a good game. I thought kind of the opposite. I thought Pereira looked like he was struggling. Sometimes he didn't seem like he was on the right place on the pitch. I know he helped with that goal by heading it and then watching the other team score it on their own with no pressure whatsoever. But what were your thoughts on Pereira's game today?
So, right in the probably the 50th minute, I saw Kitman, Danny LaRoche, sprint over to the physio that was taking care of the substitutes. And Johnny Shore immediately started to get warmed up. I thought Johnny Shore was coming in as an early sub. And I thought if Johnny Shore was coming in as an early sub, he's coming in for Andres Pereira. Because I agree, that first half, I just didn't think Pereira had it. I didn't think he was I just didn't feel like it was connecting. And I just didn't think with Maxi on the field, Pereira could find the space to do what he wanted to do. Once the decision was made to take Maxi off, it really did open the midfield. Maybe not in a good way, but at least it was effective. The guys did what they needed to do to get the win.
Yeah. But Mike, I've been kind of pushing on this, and I've been wondering what your thoughts are. Alonso Martinez, we've seen him struggle a lot more. I know he got that he got the goal at the end of the game, but are you at all concerned about him and how much he slowed down in the last 7 to 8 games?
I think, well, let's see. I mean, what is the comment in sports? It's, okay, what's the next action? He got the goal tonight. He got the goal after that miss. You know, he could have hung his head after that miss and been like, you know what, I'm not feeling it. And but he didn't give up. He had Reed on that goal. He had Reed open. I think Reed kind of took himself out of the play by running a little bit ahead and maybe getting off sides, which made the decision for Alonso a little bit easier. But he had the composure to score. So I hear what you're saying. I don't disagree, but he had the miss. He got the goal, and now let's see what happens on Saturday.
Yeah, somebody on Instagram said it's fatigue, which could be. I mean, he has played Gold Cup. He has been playing basically all the minutes for NYCFC, so I could see that.
I wanted to ask, is there anything that you can share that we didn't see? I mean, I know you didn't see us watch it on the TV, but is there anything, from the sidelines? I know you mentioned the kit guy getting Shore dressed early, but was there anything else that you saw? Did the team look as fatigued? They look very fatigued on camera. They look very slow. Were you kind of getting that from being at the game?
Yeah, 100%. I just did an interview with Kevin O'Toole, and that was kind of one of the things we talked about. It definitely felt first half this team was not on the same page. You saw guys passing the ball behind players, missing feet, just sloppy, and it also looked like they just didn't have the same energy that Orlando had to start this game. Look, they fought back, they did what they had to do, but obviously it was something that it took a lot more effort than you'd expect or than you'd want from a team that I think it was better, should be a better team.
Hey, one thing I wanted to ask that Pascal Janssen mentioned at the end, Micha. Did you get the Micha? He kind of said he had other things on his mind. What were you getting from that? Were you getting like it was something serious, or he just wasn't focused? I think we were kind of debating it, and we just didn't really understand what he was trying to imply there.
We think he went to Disney World way too late last night, and he got in trouble for it.
Mike, did you invite him to go party out there? I think that's what happened.
So first half I spent in the supporter section. At halftime, I went to the press box, and I actually bumped into Micha on the concourse. And I saw him, and I was a little surprised. I was like, wait, he's not on the team sheet. So I tapped him on the shoulder. I said, hey, what's going on? Why aren't you dressed? And he goes, no, I'm good. And I said, all right, so there was nothing fitness related that kept you off the team sheet? And he goes, no, fitness, I'm all good. And then he smiled at me, and he walked away. That's why that's really why I asked Pascal the question, because if I didn't bump into Micha, I don't know that I would have had the, I wouldn't have thought to ask. I would have said, oh, well, he just didn't travel. Pascal Gay, that's not the answer you want to hear about a young player. Hey, here's a young player and he's got stuff on his mind that's keeping him, away or keeping him not focused on the team, especially for a guy who just played, in the international break, played a couple of games in Europe. So how many teams in Europe saw him play and said, hey, why isn't he playing for us?
I mean, I think he's focused because he watches our stories immediately after we post it. So I think he's got his mind on the right things.
Micha, keep watching the Instagram story. He's probably on the live right now. Anything else, Mike, that we missed out? Are you excited about Nicolas Fernandez?
So Fernandez, actually, I saw him walking out of the locker room with the players. He did travel with the team. Look, he can't train. He can do fitness stuff because it's technically not teamwork. Like the physio could give him a piece of paper and say, like, go run 5 miles. But I saw that, I saw him. He looks good. He's the same height as Ojeda. So how tall or small Ojeda is. So that'll give you a good indication of what he looks like. But he looks solid. So that's the one thing that's the other thing that I saw tonight that I wasn't expecting to see. I definitely wasn't expecting to see him walking down the hallway.
So no extra headers this year.
That means we'll still suck at set pieces for the rest of the season. Corners are not happening for us.
Last thing that I saw watching the game, Freeman from Orlando played for the U.S. in the Gold Cup. He was good, but a lot of people were saying he wasn't great. I thought he had Hannes' number all night. I just didn't think Hannes had a very good game tonight. And he tried to get past Freeman a couple times, but Freeman just had him.
Yeah, no, Freeman had him on lock. And he was driving up the pitch. He was killing O'Toole, too. I mean, O'Toole's not in form. He hasn't been playing well. I mean, not playing well. He hasn't been playing a lot. And I saw that kind of, too. Yeah, Freeman looked really, really good this game.
Mike, we need you for every sideline after the game. I mean, you're giving us some in-depth analysis. He met Micha. He saw Nicolas Fernandez. This guy's on it. Like, you're on it.
You know what, Mike? I think you should do this for a living.
Hey, guys, thanks for letting me join in. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks for joining.
We'll see you soon, all right?
Sounds good. Take care.
All right, bye.
I'm sure you guys all know Mike, but if you don't know Mike, Blue City Radio, fantastic podcast.
Yes.
When I want to sound smart or hear something smart, I join them. I listen to them. It's good. Good stuff.
Let's get some comments. I like this. I think is Halen. Halen, you're switching accounts right now. You're confusing me, bro. Micha was supposed to keep a low profile. Yo, Mike just got him.
Also, I can just see Micha smile. No, I'm healthy.
Yeah, no, he was really brief. He's like, no, I'm healthy. Hannes have a good run, but he's always running into the defense and losing the ball.
You know what, though? I would say to that, Erman, that at least he tries. I feel like the majority of our team just never tries the one-on-one play. And I say Hannes Wolf has had probably the best ability to do that this season. And he's made a lot of opportunities for other teammates. I think he has the highest assists on this team. And it comes from him being able to sometimes get past the defense and then making space for the other teammates. So I see that sometimes, but at the same time, I appreciate what he's been able to do for this team, especially the past 6-7 games with Alonso Martinez not playing as well. I think Wolf has stepped up with those goals, and now he leads the team in goals, which is crazy.
Yo, Los Templados, if you're still on the Instagram, call into the number. He says that he deserves an assist for the first goal. Something happened. Maybe he threw something at a player, but we gotta hear the story. He's in Orlando.
Clear it, and then he cleared it right into that goal.
Call in Los Templados just call in.
I thought that clearance was terrible. I don't know what they were really thinking when they were trying that first own goal.
He just threw a bullet into his own net, bro. He didn't even care. Nicolai Fernandez, let's get into him. What are your thoughts? Anything that you gathered from your in-depth knowledge of Googling him and looking at his Instagram page
and asking ChatGPT? Not much. I think kind of what we learned was, that one that he's played a lot of positions, which I found pretty interesting. I think I found this on Wikipedia, but how when he was younger, he played left back. And then he started playing wings, and now he's played more of a center position. So he has a lot of experience on defense. He has now attacking, and he's been with I'm gonna say Elche, but that's definitely not right. They're not called the Milks.
Elche?
Elche.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Elche, and he's been on the team for 3 years. He hasn't really contributed much until the past year,
which he helped his team go from La Liga 2 promoted to La Liga 1, which is an interesting thing. You think I just got
they don't call it La Liga 2 though. Just they call it Segundo Division.
La Liga 2, bro.
No,
We're in America. He got his team. The point is, he got his team promoted.
I mean, did he had 6 goals and 8 assists in 33 appearances. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't help. I'm just saying that doesn't feel like a lot of helping.
Well, I will say that the stats aren't the only thing. And one reason that, Pascal Janssen loves players is that they also track back on defense and they're good off the ball. And that's one thing he really did compliment Fernandez. He said, this guy, for a guy who can really make some pretty impressive plays for the offense, he's always willing to go back and track on defense and be that guy off the ball.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Yeah, you might not see it on the stat sheet. I'm not even going to compare it because then it's not going to help my call. I was going to compare Moonset, but
that's what scares me, honestly. But I looked at the player and I go, wow, maybe I don't see a lot of goal contributions, 14 altogether, right? If you consider the 33 appearances, which actually, now that I say that, 33 appearances, 14 contributions sounds good. In the past season, he had 40 appearances the year before that, 2023-2024, had 4 goals, 1 assist. And the first thing that came to my mind was, are we signing another Moonsef Bakra? You see a lot of potential. He is trending upwards from the year before, but do you get a guy with a lot of potential, but he's not proven, and it's one of the biggest contracts that we have. And I don't know if you know, but the other 2 contracts that were big contracts were bust. It was what's this guy's Jovan, and I forget the other one. Matrica.
Oh yes.
Which I mean, Matrica's not a bust compared to Jovan, but
AO Soul Survivor on Instagram said, and the most important part of the assist because we need someone to connect midfield with Alonso. I will say, when looking at his highlight reel, I do feel like he's one of those guys who is going to really be able to dish the ball all over the field.
So, do you think are we seeing him as a 10? Is he Maxi's replacement?
Yeah, this is for sure what we're seeing in him. Well, the interesting thing about him is I saw somebody on Twitter. I don't know. They were just a fan of the team, but they were saying that in the beginning, they used him as kind of like a wing, and then they moved him centrally. He's Argentinian. You know who? No. He's
He is Argentinian.
No, but that messed me up then. I was going to go with he's like Santi Rodriguez, where we used to use him in the wing and then we used him centrally. I don't want him to be the next Santi because we need somebody who's going to really distribute that ball. That's my only concern. Does he feel that weight on his shoulder? Because Janssen was also saying this is going to be able to free up guys like Julian Fernandez not to feel like they need to be the playmaker every time. And Julian Fernandez is struggling. Julian and Ojeda, if we just look at statistics, are not good. And Ojeda, I give a lot more leash because at least he's pushing the pace. He's doing a lot of things that you won't see on the stat sheet. But Julian's doing nothing for us. Absolutely nothing. And if it's that he thinks that he has to be the guy every time he touches the ball, then maybe a guy like Nicolas Fernandez could help open that up for him where he doesn't feel like he has to be this guy every time.
Yeah. I mean, I actually, I don't know if we want to make this a debate. I do think that he could do that. Nicholas can do that. I would say that I think that Ojeda has actually been pretty good. And I would say that I think Julian hasn't been great, but Julian is very young and not a refined player.
Oh, you're saying Ojeda's really good?
I think before the past game or so, Ojeda's actually had a lot of Wow. And someone saying Julian does a lot more than Ojeda. That's without a doubt. I've actually find that the opposite. I thought Ojeda's had pace. I thought Ojeda's had a lot of good like one-on-one games recently. But I agree. I agree to your boy's point, Halen, that their decision making isn't always great.
But you just ragged on this guy's stats, Fernandez. You're like, oh, his stats look terrible. Ojeda's played 22 matches. He has 0 goals and 1 assist. It's not enough. It's not enough.
But that's because no one could keep up with him. And so when he presses in the box, no one's in there.
That's not an excuse, bro.
No.
If you're a winger, you're fast. You make a play happen. So
No. He does need to do more. He does need to do. I feel like, I guess Ojeda from the beginning of the season versus Ojeda the past few games, I thought has been better. But I agree, it's not enough from our wingers, including Julian Fernandez.
Liam Bigger says, I think Julian produces more when he plays, and he's referring to Nicholas. I keep calling him Nikolai.
I mean, maybe he likes
Nicolas.
I mean, bro, he's Argentinian. I don't know why you talking like
Jaden says,
Eastern European.
Ojeda advances the ball a lot, but once he gets to the final third, he has no idea what to do. Completely agree.
I mean, I agree with that too. But also, I feel like there's no one else there. He's so much faster than everyone else that I feel like, what's he supposed to do?
Yeah. No, one thing I will say is I was listening to the Sick podcast, and they were talking to Pascal Janssen. I don't know if you watch FIFA Club World Cup at all.
When the MLS teams dropped, I kind of stopped watching.
Well, the point is there's another right winger, Cole Palmer. He plays for Chelsea. He had a beautiful move, fakes a pass, then goes, but he tracks it to the left, shoots it with his left, scores it, and is right to the left corner of the goalpost. And we've seen Julian like take shots like that, but he had a very similar situation last game. And this is what they were talking about the Six Views podcast. And this is what Janssen told them. Like, what he tries to do, which is what is not working, is he tries to put 100% of the strength on that kick to try to get that goal. But if you look at Cole Palmer, he does like 80% foot strength, but it's so accurate that they're able to get past the goalkeeper, and it's still right there. So what he's been telling Julian is like, yo, put a little less in it, make sure it's accurate, and you're going to get the goals. Because that's the opportunity he had last week against Charlotte, and he just missed it because he put too much pressure on the leg. Point is, we need to see more from Julian. I think Fernandez is hopefully going to open up all these guys, right? Because if we have a true number 10, and we've got to admit, Maxi's lost a step. We love Maxi to death.
Yes.
But Maxi's lost a step. If he can't track back, keep going forward, and just like you said, if some of these guys are too fast and he can't get that ball to them, then we need somebody who's going to be a little faster, and we need Maxi to have fresh legs.
Yes. Appreciate that. Halen says respect to Danny for MLS loyalty. Yeah.
So Iggy Ghost Revenge says, guys, Micha is the story here. It means we all got is Tavon, which is playable, but Micha being so much swag to this team.
No, but Micha's not leaving the team. No.
Micha,
you guys might have missed it earlier, but Micha was at Disney World, partied too hard with the princesses, and got in trouble. Got his hand slapped.
The point is, but on the real note,
I mean, he was partying, homie.
Well, we're saying he never said he was partying. Let's get
said
the facts
he wasn't
straight. He's
focused.
I just want what if he wasn't here for the conversation? Revenge might have not been here for the conversation. He was not focused.
What do you think? What else was he doing? Was he playing too much chess? And the guy was like, "You ain't focused. You working on your chess game."
I don't even know where you're going.
How hard is this? He was partying.
Mike Lowry's in the Instagram chat. Welcome, boy. I fell asleep with my twins. I missed everything. It's all right, bro. You know what? All you got to do is skip forward to the 85th minute, bro. The rest of the game, just don't watch it.
The rest of the team was asleep with you for the other 85 minutes.
Halen says it's the right balance. Finishing is about hitting the ball just hard enough if that it gets by the keeper reaction, but not hard enough that you can't place it.
This is facts. I wanted to talk about another signing that we recently had. I feel like we've gotten more time with O'Neal. What are your thoughts on O'Neal? And I'll go first, I guess. I feel like there's a lot of times I'm like, O'Neal's on the pitch, and I forget that, and it's a little concerning. Like, I think I guess my expectations for O'Neal versus what I'm seeing O'Neal deliver is not up to par, and it's a little concerning. And I'm not saying he's bad. He's not reaching the expectations that I have for him. So I want to get your thoughts on O'Neal.
I think I would slightly agree with that. I think one thing I'm missing is we thought O'Neal could possibly, and I don't know if he's no. Somebody just wrote he ain't Sands, but he's solid.
Yeah,
I agree with
I
that.
agree with
He's no
that.
Sands, but is he being affected more because there's no Keaton Parks out there?
That's a good point.
Because Keaton Parks is, I think, the more important, vital part to all this whole team. And right now, we haven't had Keaton Parks for how many games now? And this is another. I think Blue Balls tweeted it out that on the broadcast they said that this injury might be longer than expected. That's what Jansen said.
Yes, I heard that as well.
And that's a big problem, right? Because he's that guy who's going to connect the midfield, right? And get it to a Maxi or a Nikolai Fernandez. And if Aiden O'Neal has to be that guy, I don't know if it's his strong suit. Because I agree. I think he kind of disappears in the game. And you're like, wait, Aiden O'Neal played? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Which I guess could happen. No, it won't even happen with Keaton. Keaton's just always a presence there. You always know.
And it didn't feel like that with James Sands because James Sands was always locking down the best player. And you would see that. You know what I mean?
Halen said deep lying playmakers are meant to be invisible if they do well. That's what I was thinking too. Like, is he meant to be invisible? And that's why we're not seeing him. But
I don't know.
Is he being invisible and he's just not making an impact, right?
Yeah. And
because I wouldn't say our midfield was strong this game.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? Like,
I
were
agree.
we dominating centrally? No.
And that second goal came from a beautiful pass from Johnny Shore, who came in for Aiden O'Neal.
Yeah.
And I think the expectation, at least maybe the expectation was wrong set by me, but when you saw Aiden O'Neal's highlights, you saw a guy who would push on the attack too. And I don't think we see him being very capable on the attack so far. And seeing Johnny Shore come in and then visibly drive passes down the midfield and to the sidelines beautifully, it's like, oh man, should we have been playing Johnny Shore more? I do agree that Aiden O'Neal is probably better on defense, but I thought, wow, like maybe Johnny Shore needs more time back in the on the pitch. So I don't know. I'm still hesitant. I actually don't know how many games Aiden O'Neal's played. It feels like he's been here for a long time, but I agree. Thiago, and I think kind of to disagree a little bit with Halen is like Thiago. Maybe you don't like talk about him a lot, but like you see that he's clearing balls consistently. You see him on the pitch. You see how impactful he is. He's consistent, especially in this game. There was a lot of one-on-one plays that he helped clear those balls, and so like just something where I saw a Thiago Martins that was super invaluable to this game, even though maybe his name wasn't said so much on the. Why am I missing the? What do you call it when they talk on air?
The play by the commentator?
The commentating, yeah. But Thiago Martins was super important to this game.
A lot of people are saying O'Neal is class. People are feeling O'Neal. I think we're missing the mark here, bro.
Well, okay. That's okay.
Well, we'll
That's
see.
okay.
We'll see we'll see what transpires. All I hope is Keaton Parks is back soon. But AOSO Survivor says Parks is injury prone now. He is, and that's a concern. Like, if he's gonna be out for most of the season moving forward, that's not a great thing.
I mean, but we had the same thing with Keaton Parks a couple seasons ago, and then he came in and he was really solid. I think he played the majority of last year, and we needed Keaton Parks so badly. If we can find a Keaton Parks replacement, I mean, I still want Keaton Parks because I think he's just like important to this organization. So I don't want to replace Keaton Parks, but yeah. So fuck that. I'm not going to say that. We're not going to replace Keaton Parks. He's good. He just has to get it back on the pitch.
All right. Jaden says defensively, he's there. I just think this midfield isn't suited to have a flowing offense. Not to mention a night like tonight when your outlets are Tana or an overlap and Maxi dropping just deep.
Yeah.
That's not going to be helpful at all. All right. Next game, we play Sporting Kansas City. What do we know about Sporting Kansas City? Almost nothing. But we'll give you analysis somehow.
I know our boy does the live streams for those games.
No, he doesn't do them anymore.
He does it?
I think he's done with Sporting Kansas City.
I mean, fuck them.
But the thing about Sporting Kansas City.
Wait.
What else you want to talk about? Is we're 1 hour in.
Okay, wait. Just one more thing.
Okay, go.
I just thought it was really funny. Pereira had the header. After that, played no part in that goal. Was celebrating so hard. Yo, I thought he helped score that.
He did,
bro. He headed it. The goalkeeper bounced it off. The other dude cleared it. He was like 4 degrees away from that
don't
situation.
Take away
bro.
the credit from him. He put the ball in play. The goalkeeper had to make a stop. Then they had to defensively do something. They're panicking. That's all because of him. Don't try to discredit what he does.
I'm just saying, if I would have scored that goal, which I don't typically score, I would be like,
you tie it on the road in the 85th minute after having 85 minutes of a horrible game. I'm gonna be hyped,
bro. But my man was praying after that game like the angels in the outfield were out there helping him score that goal, and he played a very little part in that celebration.
Bro, you're like a Grinch. Let the team be happy, all right?
Look, Pereira celebrated like he scored a screamer. This is 100% true, bro.
It's okay.
I mean, the only person who scored a screamer was the dude who tried to clear it. I just thought that was really funny.
All right. Sporting Kansas City.
Sporting Kansas City.
The interesting thing about Sporting Kansas City is they didn't have a midweek game. So they're going to come in fresh. They're going to be at home. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
I mean, I don't like us not at home ever. So
we have only 2 more games on the road. We have Sporting Kansas City and I don't know the other team. But
then we play Leagues Cup.
Are you hyped about Leagues Cup?
I am a little hyped about Leagues Cup. I want to see James play.
Is he gonna play?
I don't know. He plays.
I hope he plays too. I'm actually a fan of Leagues Cup now because they let us play Open Cup. I'm all right with it. Let's see some Leagues Cup. I want to see some international matches.
Did we play Open Cup?
Yeah, we got eliminated against the Rockland Rowdies.
Oh yeah.
And Tana wanted to get a red card. Why we let Tana on the field sometimes? Sporting Kansas City they're mid. I think
just like us,
we are the definition.
You know
of mid.
what we got to do?
Lost their last game against the Seattle Sounders.
I got a plan.
Okay, what's your plan?
The team travels to Kansas City. Micha takes them all out to party. Gets them done up, and then they'll be just as tired as our team. Level out the playing field. We won't get Micha for another game, but we'll level out the playing field for the other 11 players.
I like it.
Micha, I know you watch.
No, and then Micha gets to start because he cleared and messed up everybody else's mind. You get to start.
That's what Michael Jordan used to do. Michael Jordan used to take out the opponents out drinking the night before, not drink himself, and then go out there and kill
I don't
them.
believe that story.
I didn't make that up. I think I heard that on YouTube somewhere.
You made that up. There's nothing to do in Kansas City.
There's barbecue.
No,
someone just mentioned barbecue. I think that's a Kansas City thing.
The club will need to. Izzy says the club will need to eat a lot of barbecue chicken or meat on Saturday night.
Yeah, you see.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Micha is not going to have anything else to distract him. All he has to do is get all these other guys drunk.
Exactly.
Sporting Kansas City, they're 12th. They only got 23 points this season. So,
well, you know how much we love to lose to bad teams.
Very true. That's when we play our worst, when we play like a really bad team. But they have Jovic, and he's been on a scoring tear. I think he has 13 goals this season. He's a beast, bro. So we just got to be wary of him, and we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's all I got for today. If anybody else have any conversations, because I'm tired.
Oh, we play FC Dallas after Sporting Kansas City.
Mike Lowry says Micha is going to have to find Dorothy because I don't think there are any princesses out there. Good stuff.
I think the last thing. Nope, I don't think I have it. I was gonna make another joke about our footy league, but don't come watch us play because we're absolutely terrible. Unless we make the playoffs, then we're gonna make a big deal out of it.
We're gonna
come through and watch us.
do a vlog of it. Of us losing 7-0.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out of here, y'all.
All right, guys, this was fun. Let's do it again sometime.
Later, y'all.
Not in 2 months from now.
No, we'll be back Saturday. No, not Saturday night. Soon enough after that.
Peace.